The media wants you to believe it's a two-man race, Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. But what if it's just lazy thinking? What if the real basketball minds, the ones who've been around the game for decades, don't even put LeBron second? Well, that's exactly what Michael Wilbon just said. And he didn't hold back. Oh no, he didn't hold back. On a recent episode of GetUp, Wilbon responded to the firestorm created by David Falk, which I made a video about. Michael Jordan's longtime agent, who said Jordan would have won 15 championships if he teamed up with superstars like LeBron did. But Wilbon took it a step further. He said something even more bold. LeBron James isn't automatically the second greatest player of all time. That spot? It's not guaranteed. And he explained why. But first, welcome. My name is Paul, and this is The Basketball Show, where I talk today's NBA, current events, news, players, debates, history, all completely unbiased, even though some people disagree because my opposing opinion to weak people is always hating. Truth is truth, and I try to stand by that. Check out Wilbon's clip.
This is who David Falk is. He's a provocateur on his best day. Okay, he's Michael Jordan's longtime agent. He is that. I'm a neighbor of David Falk and have known him for 45 years. Okay? I've had millions of basketball-related conversations with David Falk. No one should be surprised that David Falk is going out there with the MJ flag, because if you think that, stop. Just get out of the sports talking about business and go to something else. Now, I hate the conversation because it requires you to say something negative about someone who's truly great and all-time great to make your point. And that's the most tiresome thing about the GOAT conversation. But let me just say this. I'm not going to sit here and say that LeBron James has to be considered better than Magic Johnson. That's garbage. I'm not going to say LeBron James has to be considered better than Bill Russell. That's garbage. I'm not going to say LeBron James has to be considered better than Kobe Bryant. That's garbage. LeBron James is one of the greatest players of all time in all team sports. I'm sorry, if that's not good enough, turn the page, get over yourself. So in other words, I'm going to proclaim and support and wave the LeBron James flag for his greatness, but if I say he's less than number 2, that's not good enough for you, to hell with you. And I'm not saying that in support of David Falk. I'm saying that as somebody who has watched basketball and lived with basketball my whole life. I gotta say that LeBron James is better than Kobe Bryant? What? Put me in a grave first.
Here's what Wilbon is really pushing back against. This modern obsession with rankings that force-feed LeBron into a permanent number 2 spot behind Jordan and ahead of everyone else without question. That's not how real basketball minds operate. Wilbon says, and I quote, "I'm not going to sit here and say that LeBron James has to be considered better than Magic Johnson. That's garbage. I'm not going to say LeBron James has to be considered better than Bill Russell. That's garbage. I'm not going to say LeBron James has to be considered better than Kobe Bryant. That's also garbage. In other words, stop acting like there's only one correct answer. Just for information, none of the guys just mentioned were ever accused of quitting in an NBA Finals by their own teammates. LeBron has. We're not talking about some fan with a podcast mic and a hot take. Oh shit, that's me in LeBron fans' eyes. We're talking about Michael Wilbon, a guy who's been covering the NBA for 40 plus years. He's been courtside, he's talked to players, he talked to legends, he's lived it. He's not saying LeBron isn't great. He's saying there are other guys, Magic, Russell, Kobe, who absolutely deserve to be in that conversation. And to automatically bump them down just to keep the MJ versus LeBron debate alive? Dishonest. Because you've actually watched these guys. If you saw Magic run the Showtime Lakers, if you saw Bill Russell dominate an era and win 11 titles, if you saw Kobe Bryant become the post-Jordan standard, then you understand what Wilbon is saying. This matters because it exposes how much of the GOAT conversation today is built on narrative, not facts. Because treat it like LeBron went from high school to number 2 all time and everyone else just got erased from history. That's what they try to push on us. And let's be real, that's mostly driven by the NBA pushing the narrative to media partners, highlight reels, and fans who don't grow up watching anyone before 2010. NBA needed a golden goose after Mike. They made sure to capitalize on LeBron. But they needed the media's help and they got it. But Wilbon, he's not having it. He flat out said, "Put me in a grave first before I say LeBron is better than Kobe Bryant." You might disagree, but the man has earned his viewpoint and he's not alone. LeBron James is one of the greatest to ever do it. No one's denying that. But that doesn't mean you get to erase legacies. Magic Johnson revolutionized the game. Kobe Bryant was the closest thing we've ever seen to Jordan in skill set, mentality, and killer instinct. Bill Russell was the ultimate winner, period. So when people like Wilbon or David Falk remind us of that, it's not hating. It's knowledge and perspective. Falk might be Jordan's agent, but he's also a sharp basketball mind who's been around legends. And Wilbon, he's not carrying water for anyone. He said himself, "I'm not saying that in support of David Falk. I'm saying that as someone who's lived with basketball my whole life." Now let's be honest, LeBron has had a long, great career. He's racked up counting stats. He's had big playoff performances. He's been in the spotlight longer than anyone. He's stayed healthy. But when you peel back the numbers and you get 6 finals losses, team hopping, carefully crafted rosters, accused of quitting during NBA finals by his own teammates. It's not the same as what Jordan, Kobe, Magic, or Russell did. Those guys built dynasties. They didn't chase them. They didn't need 20 years and 3 franchises to make their legacies. And maybe, just maybe, that's what Wilbon's pushing back against. The idea that the longer you play, the more greatness is automatic? That's BS. Now let's talk about this part. This is what he said. "I've got to say that LeBron James is better than Kobe Bryant? What? Put me in a grave first." That hit hard. I didn't expect it. Because Kobe doesn't get enough credit in these GOAT conversations. People forget just how respected Kobe was, especially by other players. He didn't make friends, he made killers. He didn't team hop, he battled it out. And yes, he won 5 championships. He inspired a generation just like Mike. He mastered footwork, mid-range, and mentality like nobody else. Wilbon is saying what a lot of old school hoop heads feel. You can't talk GOATs without putting Kobe in that conversation. Even Shaq says that. This video isn't about tearing down LeBron, it's about telling the truth, as all my videos are. They're all supported by facts, which I'm showing you. The GOAT debate isn't just MJ versus LeBron, it's about context. And when legends like Michael Wilbon speak up, we should listen. Because if you really know the game, and you've seen greatness evolve over decades, you understand that Magic, Kobe, Russell deserve their respect. And if someone puts LeBron lower than second all time, that's not hate. That's basketball wisdom. As my intro says, a different, more informed opinion, supported by facts that someone doesn't agree with, is hating to them. That's weak thinking, period. What do you think? Is LeBron automatically number 2 all time? I don't think so. Or is Wilbon right? And others like Magic, Kobe, and Russell still belong in the conversation? Maybe other players? You got Bird, others. Let me know in the comments. Consider becoming a member to support the channel. Hit that like button, subscribe if you respect real basketball talk. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.